Today is May 6, 2020, and as of May 4th, which is the most recent update from the county health department on current COVID-19 cases, there are currently 27,815 cases in Los Angeles County, including 1,313 deaths in the city, within the county. In Compton, there have been 242 confirmed cases. As of yesterday, it was reported that Los Angeles had an average of 1,002 new cases per day in the last 7-day period. The high number may be a result of increased testing capability and not necessarily an indicator of spread, but we will continue to monitor the data. Governor Newsom's report card indicates that California will be prepared to move into the early phase of stage 2 of reopening this Friday, May 8th. Many of you that have been following this process, there are states that are reopening their localities across the nation, and according to our governor, California will be following science and the indicators that have been set out. And so our current report card in California shows that the state has made progress in fighting COVID-19 in areas such as hospitals, ICU capacity, and PPE availability. Later this week, the state will release public health guidance for stage 2 sectors, including some retail, manufacturing, and logistics businesses, which will outline modifications that lower the risk of transmission. Businesses and employers in those sectors will be able to reopen as soon as this Friday if they can meet the guidelines provided by the state. Some examples of businesses that can open with modifications include bookstores, clothing stores, florists, and sporting goods stores. The modifications require pickup capabilities, and they will not allow full functionality or opening of these stores at this time. Other stage 2 sectors, such as offices and dine-in restaurants, will be part of a later stage 2 opening. The announcement for Friday does not include seated dining at restaurants, shopping malls, or schools in California. The governor also noted last week that the state is working with school districts and the California education community to determine how and best to safely reopen. That still stands, and this May 8th announcement does not move up this timeline. Please continue to follow Compton Unified to get information regarding your students. For now, it is important that we continue to practice social distancing, continue to wear your mask when you're out in public, and maintain proper hygiene. The City of Compton is not rushing to get back to normal. Our resident safety is our priority, and we will continue to follow the guidelines set forth by the governor and the Department of Public Health to ensure that our residents are safe. And as we begin to reopen, if we determine that there have been a spike in cases, we will make modifications as necessary. There are currently a requirement to still wear masks when you're out in public, as well as to practice social distancing in public spaces. There still should not be any large gatherings within the City of Compton. We will continue to keep our residents and businesses aware of all changes as they occur. Now to more updates on resources available in the city. Today, we began distributing free meals at every table located at 25 East Compton Boulevard, and they sold out in 30 minutes. And so these meals were free. We have 500 meals available per day, and they were courtesy of the Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine donation to the City of Compton in our relief efforts. And also, obviously, with every table's support and partnership. The meals will be available Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and we will continue this meal program through June 16th. Currently, unless our budget expands. We encourage Drive Up to stay within the social distancing guidelines, and there are traffic mitigation measures in place to help guide you safely to those free meals. There are many food pantries running during this time throughout the City of Compton. We just finished our Cure Call, which is our Compton United relief effort at 1 o'clock today. And there are several food pantries that are operating during this time. For a concise list of all those facilities, you can visit the City of Compton's website on comptoncity.org/covid19.asb to get all of the resources that are available. But in short, this Saturday, there is a citywide operation planned for Gonzalez Park, Burrell McDonald, Kelly Park, and also Compton Career Link. So there will be food, and also diapers available for pickup this Saturday, beginning from 10 up until 4 p.m. throughout various locations. The Compton Chamber of Commerce is continuing to provide just a wide array of food to residents. They have not only non-perishable items and perishable items, but they also have meat and additional protein sources, eggs, dairy sources. They have fish. They have a wide variety of chicken and other products. So please feel free to access these free and healthy meals available at 700 North Bullis Road. And if you are in need or would like to coordinate food delivery for a senior, please contact the Chamber at 310-631-8611. We are still signing up seniors to participate in the food delivery program. Currently, veterans are being served on one designated day. Another designated day we have for seniors to pick up, and then there's senior delivery happening throughout the week as well. And so we are still accepting additional seniors on this list. The Latino Chamber of Commerce is launching a Meals for Seniors program. You will need to register online at the ComptonLatinoChamber.org website, or please call 310-632-1431. This effort will not only support our seniors, but also our local businesses. There's also the Inner City Child Development and Youth Foundation. They'll be holding their weekly food distribution Thursday at 1 p.m. Also, this Friday, there will be a food pantry distribution at the Pentecostals of Compton, located at 336 East Rosecrans Avenue from 4 to 6 p.m. Also, as I mentioned earlier, there will be a diaper giveaway occurring at Gonzalez Park, Burrell McDonald, also Kelly Park and Career Link. There are limited sizes and quantities, but there will be over 2,000 boxes distributed at various locations on this day. Sylvia Nunn's Angels will also be holding their weekly food giveaway this Saturday from 12 p.m. United Hands will be holding their regular distribution on Saturday at 2 p.m. at 139th and Wilmington. We are so just truly thankful for all the organizations that are stepping up to meet the need during this time. They are working hard every day. Running a food bank operation is very difficult, a lot of time, a lot of resources, and a lot of love. So a big thank you to these community organizations for serving Compton families during this time. A few quick city updates. Tonight is our council meeting. Yesterday we observed Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo. On yesterday, the city did not have a council meeting. The council meeting will resume today at 5:30 p.m. We also have a scheduled budget workshop, which will go over priorities for how to spend your tax dollars for this next and upcoming fiscal year beginning July 1. I'll share a few potential projects that are being considered for priority as well. Also, I'd like to encourage you all to participate. It's great to find out what's happening. I'll continue to provide recaps on council actions, but you can always tune in live by going to the City of Compton's website, which is www.comptoncity.org / council meetings, and you can get to live meetings and see what's going on in your city and with your representatives. Also, street repairs are continuing, as is general city maintenance. Just 2.5 weeks ago, we approved approximately $10 million in respective street projects, which will begin this fiscal year, and a second portion will launch the second fiscal year, which is beginning July 1 of this year. Those different projects will be shared. We've shared the projects in 1801, but in short, large circulation streets like Myrrh will be reconstructed from city boundary to the end of the last phase of Myrrh improvement. Myrrh was just improved a couple of years ago in a certain area, so you'll have a brand new completed Myrrh. There's other streets like Grandee and many others throughout the city that will be serviced, as well as our grind and overlay program, which those streets are actually fully repaired. These aren't pothole repairs, but they're literally taking the streets up, going down 3 to 4 inches, and those street repairs, the street reinstallation lasts at least 15 years. So these are permanent repairs throughout the city. We also are gearing up for a major street reconstruction program in the city of Compton that is projected to be funded. And so I'll share additional information with you all within the next week, but there's a workshop that is being held to go over those options so that we can put our Compton Street Challenge behind us and finally address the needs from just decades of divestment. So this will get us on the right track, and I'm really excited about this. So more updates to come on that. We also want to just direct your attention. Actually, I'll go over this first. Republic Services has resumed bulk pickups. Many of you asked what was the status of our bulk pickup program. It was on hold with the COVID-19 outbreak, but it is now resumed fully. Remember, you get one free pickup per quarter, so please take advantage of this service. And within that one pickup, there are 6 bulky items that can be included. So you can call for 6 large items of bulk pickup once every quarter. This is a service that we pay for within our trash service, so please utilize it. There's no need to have illegal dumping in the city of Compton. It also is just very important we work together to keep our city clean. Also, I'd like to remind you all to please complete your census if you have not done so. It takes literally 2 minutes to complete the census for you and your family. Currently, only 51.5% of Compton households have completed their census. That means that we are only eligible for half of the federal and state funding that will come down to service our community over the next 10 years. This equates to millions, if not billions of dollars. So this is a real financial need for our community, and it's important that we count our population so that we can get the funding, the resources, the programming that we need to service our population. This count determines other federal funding allocations. Again, like I said, for the next 10 years, it only takes a few minutes to complete. This is not a citizenship questionnaire. On the census survey, there's not a question of whether or not you are a citizen. This is about whether or not you live in the city of Compton so that we can properly serve you. The survey is not for renters and homeowners. This is for anyone that lives in the city of Compton. We want to count the people that are living here so that we can service you. Thank you to everyone that has joined in today. If you all do not have particular questions, our next live will be next Wednesday, May 13th. I also will continue to provide you all with a quick recap on Friday. I've been doing just a short video to give you updates on our COVID-19 numbers, and if there's any other notable updates in the city, I share those as well. Thank you all for those that have emailed or DM'd some of your questions or comments or just feedback. I appreciate that. It truly takes teamwork to make the city work. And just also to get you all thinking about priorities, I'm going to share some of the projects that have come before the council for ranking and priority. And I'll also share just a budget workshop recap. So our budget workshop is scheduled for today at 4 p.m. I will do a recap of the information in this workshop for the next week. So we'll allow you all to continue to participate at every option. And then also, we'll put together some quick polls to get your feedback on priorities before we make our final decision. So I really want you all to participate. I am your representative. I believe in representative government, and so we are just taking additional strides to get you all involved and to make sure that your voice is heard and counted. So look forward to that. Thank you. And also for the census website, it's my2020census.gov. Thanks, Melissa. That is my2020census.gov. Take 5 to 10 minutes and just take care of Compton. We love the city of Compton. This is something that we can do for the benefit of our city. As kids say, let's secure the bag. Let's make sure that Compton gets its fair share of federal money, resources, programs. This is something that we have the power to do. And I believe that we can have 100% of Compton residents responding to this. So that's my goal, that by the end of the census count period, which is in October, we can have 100% of Compton counted. So let's do this together, you all. And so for, again, going back to council priorities, so we're looking at obviously additional grind and overlay projects, which pull up your street. It installs a brand new street that will last for a minimum of 15 years under warranty. So we have a gigantic grind and overlay program planned for you all. So I look forward to sharing about that. We're also looking at transforming our city median. So getting the grass out, making sure that we can have drought tolerant landscaping, that we can convert over to a mow, blow and go, have some nice ambient light. So when you're driving down the street, the city looks nice and lit, and you can make sure that our community just has the look that we deserve. So transforming those medians and those parkways for lower maintenance and drought tolerant landscaping. We're also looking at bringing back the fire academy. So the city of Compton had a historically robust fire academy that was cut several years, actually many years at this point ago because of funding, but we are looking to install additional critical infrastructure necessary to operate the fire academy and provide more local opportunities to be a fighter in our city. So we'll talk about that. We're also looking at facilities repairs and upgrades. The City of Compton, we're an old city. We have a need for updating our facilities, so there will be a need for additional roofing projects. We're also looking at making sure that there's lighting. We're looking at a new telephone system. It's a mission of mine to ensure that you all can use a customer survey at the end of your call with a city employee and tell us how you feel. I want to know how your experience was. We have an internal goal of improving customer service, and so this new phone system will ensure that you can let us know how you feel about your interaction with City Hall and give us an opportunity to continue to improve. We also have fire department. We have to maintain our critical infrastructure, so we're looking at improving the parking lots at fire stations and also doing some improvements to their facilities for our first responders. So we want to take care of Compton Fire. So Compton Fire is on the agenda for this upcoming budget year. We're also looking at illegal dumping, expanding those services. We're looking at ways to deploy additional resources to combat this issue. We've made a lot of leeway, but there's still a lot of room to improve. And again, it's a shame to have to spend so much money on illegal dumping because we have the power as residents to use bulk pickup. There's no need to put a couch or boxes or toys or anything else on the side of the road. You literally can call for a free service, we'll pick it up, and we can reprogram this money. But anyway, until we all get the memo, we're going to have to pay for this service, so I'll share more about that. We're also looking at citywide repair, sidewalk repair citywide. We've done a sidewalk improvement program just for safety throughout critical areas identified in the city. We want to continue that program and complete that citywide so that when you're walking down the street, you don't trip on a sidewalk. We want to take care of you. Also, we are looking at expanding our citywide camera project. We're also looking at alley closures. As part of our Clean Compton initiative, we identified areas that could be closed in a pilot project. And so there is a cost to closing the alleys, installing gates, and providing the clickers or the entryway devices to those areas or those individuals that abut the alley. The purpose of closing the alley is to shut off illegal dumping hotspots and to install some cameras to make sure that if people attempt to illegally dump, we can get those license plates and make sure that they are fined and cited. Also, we're looking at traffic pole replacements, street sign replacement installation throughout the city. We are also updating our pavement management study. In 2014, we began the actual study to assess our conditions of our street, which is essential to pulling down and utilizing certain aspects of funding. So it is time for us to update that plan, and that'll be really timely as we're mobilizing these large areas of repairs. We can get a current snapshot and ensure that we are continuing to address the worst streets first. Also, we're looking at additional repairs at Fire Station Number 1. We also are looking at our reserve policy. That's something the council approved several years ago to reserve funding and to also continue to pay down the city's internal deficit. When I took office, the city had a $42 million deficit, and so we approved a payment plan, and so we want to ensure that we are adhering to the payment plan that we set. Also, there's a second phase of CIP 1801. So we approved the first phase. The first phase of Reconstruction will begin within about 2.5 weeks' time. And so there's a second phase of streets that were designed and another price tag to complete those streets. So we're looking at the budget for that in the next fiscal year. And then also, we'll have a need to design new streets. So there are certain streets that will be identified that will require full reconstruction. So that's a full street down to the dirt, new engineering. There are certain areas that if there is poor draining, we'll need to re-engineer that street to adjust to the settling and compaction that naturally happens over time. So we are making sure that we don't put a Band-Aid on the situation, that we fix it the right way, and that there's also going to be a maintenance program in place so that the city never gets in this condition again in terms of infrastructure. So this will finally put us on some solid ground with our infrastructure, a critical asset. We're also looking at additional lighting projects and also additional park improvement projects. And so These will be some of the items that the council will have to deliberate on, and then also make some critical decisions on how to leverage funding that we already have. That does not include raising taxes, so no new taxes. I can assure you I will not approve or even consider one additional increase in our taxes. We're taxed enough, and so we're looking at how can we deploy our resources to get more done in a smart way for you all. And then also, and lastly, and not lightly, we are facing budget reductions like every other city across the nation because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Our number one concern, obviously, is to maintain and to improve your level of service. We also want to maintain our employees as much as we can. There will be a need for reductions if it's furloughs or other reductions. We are going to be as transparent as possible. We're still waiting on our city controller to finalize our revenue projections so that we are making accurate assumptions with these critical decisions, but this will all be a part of this upcoming budget process. And so we are entering budget season. It's May, and so from May through June up until July 1, we will be working together to craft our budget for the next fiscal year, which starts July 1 through June 30th, 2021. What you also can expect to see is a State of the City address. Many of you that have been involved for quite some time, our last State of the City was in 2015. It was the first one that we had in about 20 years, and so I'm going back to just give a recap. I'll give a context as to how the city got in its current condition, even pre me coming into office, just where the city was. We're going to look at what we've been able to accomplish, what our challenges are, and then what opportunities we have as a city. And then I'll also share some great updates on city projects that will truly transform the future of our community. I just want to give a little teaser, entrepreneurs. There's something for you that is critical and transformative underway for our creatives, our artists. You are being taken care of. So I'm just excited for the future of Compton. Thank you all so much for your service. To all the great groups, Vecinos Unidos, they launched a great initiative called One Compton with Compton activists and the camp and many Compton advocates and many others. But there are just so many great people working together for a great city. If you like to be involved, connect with any of these organizations, or if you want to email my office, I can point you to those people that are doing the work on the ground level. It truly takes a team to make the city happen, but this is our time, this is our season. I'm honored to be your mayor, and I look forward to the next update on next week. Thank you all. Stay blessed, stay safe, wear your mask, wash your hands, use the hand sanitizers, and no babies in the park. So I will see you all next week. Thank you. God bless. Bye-bye.